We've talked about nouns, verbs, adjectives, etc., each of which serve a specific grammatical function. And now we have arrived to our last part of speech, the interjection. Interjections may not grammatically contribute to the sentences they are in, but they do add something vital: emotion. We are emotional creatures, are we not? Not only do we want to be heard, we also need to be understood. And for us to be understood, we sometimes need to throw in some spice. Interjections are the spice. They are those little words that we throw in to add some big flavor. Although you won't typically see interjections used in formal writing like academic papers, textbooks, legal documents, etc., they are extremely common in informal speech and fictional works. Let's look at some examples. Ah. Ah is an interjection used to convey one's understanding of a situation among many other things, including expressing pleasure, realization, and even surprise. Say, for instance, that you have been studying for what feels like forever on your upcoming organic chem exam, but you still can't figure out this one question. In short, you are stumped, and you have no idea how to even begin solving this complicated problem. After developing one heck of a headache, you decide to ask a peer for help. Being the spectacular individual that they are, this person helps you see the problem through a different lens. Now you finally get it. The proverbial light bulb turns on in your mind. Relieved, you exclaim, "Ah, I finally get it now." No, interjections are not grammatically necessary, but they are extremely useful for adding personality, voice, and substance to one's writing and conversations. We could, of course, remove the interjection "ah" from this sentence completely, not breaking any grammatical laws in the process, but in doing so, the exclamation would lose a little of its oomph, so to speak. Observe, "I finally get it now." Sure, as readers we understand that the speaker is excited, but it's not so clear that the individual has had a serious breakthrough. When we add the "ah" back in, however, we get the impression that the speaker is not only excited, but also relieved. What's more, we get the sense that the speaker legitimately comprehends a once incomprehensible problem, and this intense feeling of relief resonates with us all. Ah. Similar to the aforementioned ah can also evoke a message of realization, comprehension, surprise, excitement, and more. However, ah is often a writer's first choice for expressing relaxation and/or pleasure. Listen, you work hard for your money, do you not? Whether the work you do is highly physical or mentally demanding, you probably experience some degree of stress. As we all know, stress can have a profound impact on the human body. In other words, stress can be freaking painful, dude, causing tense muscles, headaches, breakouts, and more. There are many ways to combat stress, but in this example, we are curing our stress by taking the most relaxing bubble bath of all time, complete with candles, soothing music, and did I mention all the bubbles? As you lie in the bathtub enjoying this peaceful moment, you say to yourself, "Ah, this is just what I needed." By using the interjection "ah," you perfectly illustrate how tranquil, relaxing, soothing this event truly is for you, and quite honestly, I am jealous. Next up, we have "ah," an interjection often used when fear is the prominent emotion. What's your deepest fear? Are you afraid of clowns, the dark, sharks, or heights? I don't know about you, but one of my biggest fears is retail. Yes, retail. More specifically, I fear working in retail again. From the rude customers to the overly demanding managers, retail freaks me out. I get unpleasant flashbacks every time I walk into a store. Let's assume I walk into an establishment that sells clothes, for example, and I see a folding table, one that is indistinguishable from the ones I used to use back in my sad retail days. Upon seeing this terrifying object on full display, I exclaim, "Ah, it's a folding table!" Can you feel the fear? It's all thanks to "ah." Tip: if something is extra scary, you can emphasize this by adding more A's to ah. The more A's there are, the more frightening the situation becomes. Holy cow. Yes, some interjections are not limited by a single word. Indeed, they can be phrases, and holy cow is one of these phrasal interjections. Although there could be a holy cow somewhere, the phrase holy cow is an interjection used to convey one's astonishment. For instance, you go grocery shopping because you need food. Who would have thought, right? You are walking through the produce section, which is always inconveniently located beside the bakery aisles, and you look at the prices of the various salad mixes. Naturally, you are amazed by the high numbers on the price tags. How can anyone afford to eat healthy around here? Audibly, you cry out, "Holy cow, these prices are ridiculous!" Remember, interjections add no grammatical value and therefore do not necessarily follow the traditional grammatical rules. So these fun words or phrases can be used by themselves, or they can be incorporated into sentences. For example, "Holy cow, these prices are ridiculous." Shoot, we could even add the interjection at the end, like this: "These prices are ridiculous. Holy cow." Next up, we have "oh no." Another phrasal interjection, "oh no," can be used to convey many emotions, such as disappointment, anger, fear, and sadness. You know that feeling you get in the pit of your stomach when something is wrong? You can't explain why, but you have this feeling that something bad is going to happen. I think that we have all felt this way before. It's a strange phenomenon. It's almost like our bodies know the future and are trying to warn us of the danger that lies ahead. Anyway, you have this feeling, and you just got home from a long day of work just to realize that this feeling is, in fact, justified. You open your fridge and notice that someone ate that last piece of cake you have been saving. What's worse is that you have been thinking about that last slice of bliss all day and couldn't wait to get home to enjoy it. It doesn't even matter who ate the cake and betrayed you. All that matters is that you have no cake to eat. Naturally, you had a response to this devastating occurrence. When you opened the fridge and came to the realization, your response was as follows: "Oh no, my cake is gone." In short, your disappointment is immeasurable and your day is ruined. Some words that function as other parts of speech, for example noun, adjective, etc., can also be used as interjections. For instance, great. Great is most often used as an adjective, but it can also be used as an interjection, either in a positive way or in a negative way. Say that the person you have been crushing on forever finally asks you out on a date. Dinner and a movie, classic. Obviously, you say yes and ask this lovely individual when they are free. After they respond, you reply, "Great, I'll see you then." By using great as an interjection in this manner, it's perfectly clear how you feel. You are thrilled by your crush's response. Now, we could use great as an interjection in a sort of sarcastic way in order to convey disappointment. Let's say, for instance, your boss asks you to work late, yet again. How do you respond to this request? In your head, you say, "I have to work another late night. Great." Man. Now typically you will see man used as a noun, but you can also use it as an interjection. Remember the song "Man, I Feel Like a Woman" by one Shania Twain? If you're unfamiliar with this classic country pop number, don't fret, for the concept of the song is quite simple. It's an unapologetic anthem for women everywhere, celebrating our unadulterated femininity and desire to have fun. Not only does the title perfectly encapsulate the celebration of womanhood, it also perfectly demonstrates the usage of man as an interjection. Man, I feel like a woman. In this example, the interjection man expresses how proud I am of my femininity. Of course, there are way more interjections than the ones mentioned in this video, and there are also more words that can function as interjections if you want them to. With that said, I hope you use interjections to your advantage in your writing. As a writer, it's your job, no, your right to express yourself, and interjections allow you to do just that. Whether you need to convey fear, anger, resentment, joy, surprise, disappointment, or any other emotion in between, there are many ideal interjections to choose from. Darn it. Yes, darn it is an interjection. Goodbye. Also an interjection.